Good morning and welcome to the Morning Blessings. I'm Tessa-Marie, and how are you today? Today I am here to help you see things a little differently. I am here to let you see things a little clearer. I am here to influence you, just one. Just you each day. You, that special person who needs a little bit of inspiration today. So this is why I am here this morning. I'm here to let you know it's okay. It's okay to be whoever you are. I am here to just influence you to do the right thing for you. I'm here to inspire you to take the step that you need to take to get to where you desire to be. I am here to let you know you are wonderful just the way you are. I'm here to let you know that you are special. That's why you are here. You are unique and specifically made to be like you. All of your perfect imperfections was created so you can be the magnificent you. So today, what was your greeting to self? Again, to me, I had the most amazing greeting to self. I looked up in the sky and there I was with the moon glaring down at me 5 minutes to 5. It was so beautiful. It had 4 points. And I stood there and I looked at it. So this is why when I come to you today, I come to inspire you, because the moon inspired me to take action, to be really happy that I woke up and to look at it and to see it. I opened the window and I greeted the world. Hello world, how are you doing today? That means I'm greeting each and every one of you in the world, and the animals, and nature, and the trees that are growing, and the fruits that are ripening, and the joy of this time of the year. So my job is to make sure you have your best life. And if I can give you a little bit of inspiration, a little thing, that you will get a great life. When I wrote the book, The Morning Blessings, and they asked me, what is it like, the morning blessings? I said, it's like getting your vitamin for the day. Coming up and saying, I need to get my vitamin. I need to be pumped. It is getting up and knowing that one thing I need to give me the life I desire, to be this amazing and magnificent me. This is what it does for you. This is how it shows up for you. So the morning blessing is when you come, you're getting your power juice for the day. You're getting your vitamin that will lift you up mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. I do not want to leave any one of those out. And that's why I enjoy this. I come here to feed you the nectar of love and life. I come here to let you know that, yeah, you can have it. And that it is okay to have this. So when you get this joy that surpasses all understanding from getting one little nugget from the morning blessing, realize it was meant just for you. If there are 2 of you here today, not one of you will have the same joy from the same morning blessing. You will get your particular little nugget and somebody else will get their pearl and maybe a diamond. So that's why the morning blessing comes to you like that. It's your power juice of the day. It's the juice that reminds you that you are the most important person in your life at this moment right on. If you think your children, your grandchildren are more important than you, then you are wrong, because you are the important person in this family, because you keep the others on their feet. They look up to you. You faint, you fall, you are sick, they hurt. And not only one person is hurting, the entire group is hurting. So you need to take care of the magnificent you. You need to take care and know who you are, the kind of person you are. So when you greeted yourself this morning, what did you say? What did you say to you? You are specifically formed to be the person you are. There is no mistake here. What you look and you see and others look and see that says you are imperfect is not an imperfection. It's that what makes you uniquely you. A special person with gifts and talents that nobody else has. Those gifts and talents that you have, it doesn't matter if you were the same type of medical doctor, went to the same school at the same time, became the same type of doctor. Inside of you, there is something uniquely you. something that makes you wonderful, something that makes you realize I am the greatest of it in what I'm doing. I'm great at it. The other person also has something, a unique charm, a smile. Let's just use a doctor. A smile a patient wants. Somebody might have extremely gracious bedside manners, and that's all that patient needs. So you see, that's why you are important in this universe. You have a part to play. Find your part to play. In the morning, when you wake up, acknowledge you are special. Acknowledge you were created to be this wonderful person. Acknowledge whatever you purport your God to be. Acknowledge whether it's God you know, or God the universe, or God the sun, or God the stars, or God the moon, God a tree. Everything at one time or the other we worship, because that was human nature. We are constantly seeking for something better. We are constantly seeking to get something that will make us better. So we worshipped everything until we come to where we are, and that too will change. You might start hearing people saying they don't worship the universe anymore. They found out the mountain is better. But that is the thing about man. What did Torah say? Man shall never seek from wandering, and is to come back where they started and to know the place for the first time. That's what it is with love. That's how we are. But today, your morning blessing to you today is to experience being in the moment. How do you experience being in the moment? What do you have to do to experience to be in the moment? Being in the moment and having that experience that's where your joy begins. That's where your life takes shape. That's where you become you. That's where you create the life you desire. That is where you sort it all out. That is where you figure it all out. And this is where you realize the momentum starts. It's being in the moment. Being in the moment is a conscious action that each and every one of us should take. I use the word should. I didn't say must, because we do not have to do anything. But we should take the things that make us better. We should. And sometimes, because we are not in the moment, it goes by. The moment is so fleeting that it does go by. And we are not able to capture that moment. So what I want to ask you to do today is to, even if you were to do it once today, and you never did it yesterday, at least it's better. Today is a new day. Experience being in the moment. How to do that? It's not as easy as it seems. Oh, I'll just be in the moment. That thing up there that has 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts a day does not have time for the moment. It is on a speed dial called Gallop. And let's keep going. Let's go ahead of ourselves. Let's go ahead of life. You have heard the older generation say, oh, you walk ahead of God. And when we walk ahead of God or the universe, we are not in the moment. Because in the moment, that's where true success begins. If you desire to do something, you have to be in the moment. How to be in the moment is not simple. It requires time. It requires constant, vigilant patience. It requires that you sit quietly. You be in the moment. You force your body to stop moving. No twitch, no scratching of the nose, the head, the eyes, or anywhere. Being in the moment is to say to body, which they are now telling us all, the subconscious mind is this physical body. It has habits and things it's accustomed to do. And when we change the paradigm or we shift our energy, it does not like that. It says, come on. At this time, you're always upset because you're unhappy with your life. At this time, you're cursing because you're in the traffic going to work. At this time, you just remember you hated your job and you hate your boss. At this time, you had a fight with your significant other and you think you're right. You went to bed angry and you woke up hungry. That is what it says. Remember all those things. But the moment is now. Remember last week or earlier this week, I think last week, we said what happens around us, that's crashing around us, should not affect us unless it crashes through our skull. So, in the moment, how to be in the moment is this. I'm going to give you one you can try. Something you should try to do. Remember I said should, or you should attempt, or you should focus on it. If in the moment you're going for a walk, can you hear your feet hitting the pavement or the grass? Can you feel the step, the cadence, the movement of the hip? Can you feel your lunging forward? Can you feel that? Keep your consciousness on that action, not on the birds, not on, oh hi, look at this house, it has this, look at that, these people are fun. No, that's not in the moment. That is going in another moment. But your moment is where you are. So you're walking, try to hear you. Try to feel you. Try to hear your footsteps hitting the pavement. That's called walking meditation. If you want to do an observation meditation, observe in nature. Sit in a park and look at the tiniest of creatures, like the ant. They are not concerned about you and where you want to put your feet. They're getting ready for winter, collecting all their little food and taking it to their thing. What are you doing? They're in the moment. Another way of being in the moment is taking yourself, having a cup of tea, and actually holding it like this. Put your energy into the cup of tea. Do not hold the handle. Hold it like this. Engulf it. And stop and feel the heat coursing through your hand. Moment. What does it feel? What does it feel like? Is it comfortable? Is it soothing? Then when you take a sip, enjoy feeling it going down your throat. How does it feel? Moment. If it's a particularly nice coffee that you enjoy having, how do you sip it? Do you allow it to saturate your senses? Do you allow it to make you feel like it's actually yours in the moment? If you're musing, then muse in the moment. Close your eyes. Smile at what you're musing at. Pull it into you. It could be that kiss your significant other gave you that made you skip, that sent tremors through you, that remember your first kiss when you had one leg up in the air because you were hugging and kissing your lover. Can you remember that? At that moment, were you thinking of anything else? That's the moment. That's being in the moment. When you're in the shower, have you noticed that's when a lot of things come to you, a lot of ideas? I have some friends, and one of them, I got her to bring her phone, put it on record, and speak out all the wonderful ideas that are in the moment of the showering. The action of showering seems to disappear, and your mind gives you little clues, an idea, and that thing we call a thread. You know, the thread we had last week? And if you say, okay, and you put that thread on the recorder, you can go back, and when you go back, you'll find more of that thread available, because at that time you were in the moment. In the moment is specifically sitting, going to search, going seeking, like Thoreau said, going to find what you're desiring to have in your life. What should I do with this? And stay there. How should I do this? And stay there. Just sit there and let it sink in. And every silly, stupid, not earth-shattering thought that comes to you, write it down. It does not have to be an earth-shattering thought. It does not have to be that. It can be a very simple little thing. Write it down. Collect it. You never know where it will take you. This is mine. Okay? All my little crazy thoughts are in here. I write them, I did them every day. I sit anywhere. When it is cool enough, I sit outside. When it's too hot, I sit inside. When it's shady, I sit in the pergola or the front, or I just sit in the garden. My book is always with me. When it's winter, I sit next to the fire and I stare into it. I need to be in the moment. Being in the moment is important, especially if you go in there seeking and documenting, dating. Highlight something if you think it is specifically earth-shattering to you. My God, I didn't think of it that way. Highlight it. Because you need to do it. And get up immediately and highlight it. Always have pen and paper with you. When you begin to write, you will not stop until the idea has saturated your senses. That's how you know it's important. That if you do this for you, the noise of the others is not going to come through. I cannot help looking over there. There's this most colorful bird. It's yellow, it's green, it's blue, and it's fluttering in the garden. Two of them. I don't know what make they are, but I just saw them. So, when you are doing this magnificent thing that you should try to do, make sure you have your pen ready. Make sure it works. When you sit, you do not have to sit for 40 minutes. It is not necessary to do this for 40 minutes. Pick a time. 5 minutes is amazing. Have you ever sat still for 5 minutes and told that magnificent body of yours, we are not moving until we have some things to write down? Have you done that? That's being in the moment. That is how you experience being in the moment. You talk to yourself and say, okay, I'm going to sit quietly. I have my book and my pen on my lap, and I'm just going to sit and connect with my heart. So you go in there, put your mind there, and you can picture yourself sitting inside of you on a park bench. Send the vision of where you want to be inside of you and see you sitting inside of you. And just inhale and exhale slowly. And eventually the action of inhaling and exhaling is going to clear your mind. And bingo. All of a sudden, a portal will open. A tiny door that looks like this. And some information will come that you need. That is how you tune yourself to be in the moment. Be in the moment when you're walking away, walking down the stairs, climbing this, doing this. Be in the moment when you want to do something. Do not multitask. As much as they say it's good, and a lot of people say I'm the best multitasker, you should ask them how many times they had some accident. How many times by multitasking you burned dinner because you were on the phone? How many times by multitasking? So for one day, try to stay in the moment of doing what you're doing. That is easy. No. Because your brain will say, well, while this is cooking, you can go make the bed. But while this is cooking, you can do this. Something will overboil or overflow. Something will do. While you're mopping the floor, you can do this, but then the floor is still wet and you slip and hurt yourself. So what you need to do is to try to say, no, I'm going to do this and have it done. That's why I ask you to time yourself. How many minutes does it take you to be in the kitchen to do this? Give that minute. Time it. When it's done, it's done. Next project. That's living in the moment. Put your foot up to answer the phone call. Sit quietly. If you cannot do it and you have things to do, say, I'm sorry, I am not available right now. Being in the moment is amazing. It makes you realize you are so important for you to stay afloat. You have to do what you have to do to keep your boat afloat. Your boat is you, all of you, whole and entire. Your mind, body, soul, and spirit. Make sure they're okay. They're on cue. They're moving. They're dancing with each other. Experience being in the moment. Those are the little things I want you to practice. Being in the moment, staying focused in the moment, touching the areas of your life you need to touch to be in the moment, making sure you are in the moment. When you're sitting still, ask your legs not to move. Find the most comfortable position you can find. Stretch out your legs and say, we are not moving. And go in there, go inside of you and find that park bench that is inside of you. Find that comfortable chair that is inside of you. Touch that comfortable chair and go in there and sit there quietly and breathe slowly and let the world come to you. Let the ideas you need, let that portal open that you can see, just enough to see. In the book, The Morning Blessings, I have a picture I took at the lake, and it almost looks like there is a portal. It intrigued me. That's why I took that shot. It looks like there is an opening of knowledge to be had. We each have it. You can create it. Over my left shoulder, look at the sky, the tree. That's an opening. The nature left an opening just enough so you can see the color of the sky in Toronto, Canada today. That sky, those trees. So that's what life gives you. It gives you those tiny portals that you need if you are in the moment. So how to experience the moment is what I wanted to bring for you today. I hope you got it. It does not have to be earth-shattering. It just has to be to remember to stay in that tiny moment. Looking for the portal. Sitting still, notebook in hand, pen in hand. I know it's so nice and it's modern and each and every one of you are so young. And you love all your little gadgets. But one day, not too long from now, you will want to sit and read this and say, this is where I started. This is how I started. You might want to share it with somebody younger than you because you too have to teach others to do what worked for you. I'm not the only one. I want to teach you one of you. So July 23rd, I am happy, I am grateful for I'm experiencing a type of energy I never felt before. That was me, that was simple. But I wonder if I would remember that if I hadn't written it down. I know what it was. And I can smile at it. It was great energy. In your phone, maybe when you get the new phone, you cannot transfer it, you lose it. But that's your writing. And as you are today, your writing will change as time goes. The dance of your fingers and the pen will be slower or faster as life goes. When you are writing those type of thoughts, the energy will influence your formation of words. The energy will influence you. Write it down. Describe it. Put the time on that page. Be in the moment, purposely seeking to find a better life. If you are helter-skelter and running all over the world, or your mind is running all over the world, you won't be able to find what you need to do for the day. Take time in the morning. Take another break if you can. And it does not have to be an hour. 1 minute, 2 minutes to breathe and reconnect with self. It's being in the moment. Think before you act. Question your action. What am I going to do right now? How will it affect my desire? Will it be putting me closer to my desire or further away from my desire? I learned that from somebody who could be my daughter. a young daughter, right? So there you go. Each time you make an action of not being in the moment, ask yourself if that is going to affect me now or affect me later. Is it going to enhance my desire or is it going to push it back? Which one is it? And that's what we need to do every morning. Take stock of the goals, the desires of the day, the steps you need to take, and ask yourself the question, what I'm going to do now, is it working towards me fulfilling my desire, or is it keeping me away from getting my desire? And that's what we need to understand. We need to make sure we get that. Living in the moment, experiencing it. This is what I taught you today, how to do it. I gave you hundreds of little steps. Silence, a walking meditation, an observing meditation, a looking at the tree. There is something that is phenomenal to me, and maybe it's common to all of you. The maple tree is amazing. Every now and again, when you're walking, you're going to see all of the leaves on the tree is just there. And then there is one leaf going like this. One leaf. I have no idea why that happens. But if you look at a maple tree, you will notice it for some reason. The leaves are wide, and maybe that's why, but one is spinning like there is a wind and there is no wind. What is doing this? Stop and look at it and ask yourself, there's this huge tree. One crazy leaf is moving. I wonder what the other leaves are saying to it. What's wrong with you? Are you hearing music? When I would start dancing for no reason at all, with no music, my husband would say, is there music? I said, in my head there's music and I'm enjoying that music. And he used to look at me like, okay, whatever will make you feel good, Tessa-Marie. Or he used to call me Tess. Whatever will make me feel good, Tess, you know. So look at it. Observe nature, because nature has lessons. Everybody is standing still. One leaf is doing its thing. So let's get life going. Enjoy the day. Stay in the moment. Experience life. It is not long. Experience life. It is a short time. Stay in the moment. Experience life. It is short. It does not come with a long list of the to-dos. Life is very, very fleeting. It's like time. Remember when all the curves were in the right place? Remember when all the muscles were just, and you felt like you were just invincible? Remember that? Things have shifted, haven't they? Guess why? Because time is going. When we get to the end of that journey, we're not going to be told we did a lot of wrong things. We're going to be saying, what did you do with all these opportunities you had? How did you influence one person today? So I charge you with this. Be in the moment and leave a legacy of being in the moment. Sending you light and joy.